word for your mom to your pop to the beat to the birds, man. Girl, right on. Like I'm Barry Sanders, chains on and the diamonds dancing. Game on, so it's time to go. When the rain starts, I'ma let you know. Name a squad that is better though than my whole team. I'm a dog, I'ma need a bone for my whole team. I'ma let it go like blah, yeah. In the field. Whole squad like, what? In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah. In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. Whole squad like, yeah. In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. You don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. Yeah, I've been so my frustration. I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound to surround me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like blah, yeah. In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. Whole squad like, what? In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah. In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. Whole squad like, yeah. In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. You don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want.
I don't get to take off. A hater get up. I'm ready like live From the second largest city in the U.S., Los Angeles, California, we've got football as EA Sports coverage of the NFL is on the air. The City of Angels showing it can be loud and raucous. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad emerged from the tunnel. They're ready for football and ready to watch their Rams do battle with the Baltimore Ravens. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Let's go. Let's do this. Mike 51. Hey, defense. Let's go. You going strong.
They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. 25. Check 25. Check 25.
Jackson now. Eluding the pressure right. Samson Abukum in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. He's trying to escape. He won't. He's taken down. Ingram taken down to the end zone. It's a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
This is taken at the 18.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, keep it up. Keep it up.
Now the 3rd leading rusher in the NFL last year, Todd Gurley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
First down at the 42-yard line.
Here's Gurley. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Second and 12 at the 40-yard line.
They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 35. Woods coming off by far the best year of his career. 86 catches, over 1,200 yards. Now he's hoping to build on that, but well, he was a key cog in the wheel that took them. And Gurley here fumbled it. Gurley fumbles the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a 1st.
Check 26. Check 26.
First down, Baltimore.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. Past the 20, 10, again. Touchdown, LA. Tad Gurley, 76 yards. And the Rams strike quickly here for 6 points. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And a loose football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they're going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, LA. Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And that will make this a 16-point lead. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
From the gun, Jackson. It's caught by Mark Ingram. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion. Nice throw there by Jackson. You think about what a boost he gave Baltimore the middle of last year. Led them to victories in 6 of their last 7 games as a starter, replacing Joe Flacco, who had the hip issue. That strong finish was good enough for the Ravens to capture their first AFC North crown since 2012. But now Jackson's a known commodity. He's the unquestioned starter, and with increased expectations and pressure on the former Heisman Trophy winner. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Play action. Now Jackson steps away. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. Ingram churning. He lost the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Goff now to throw, and they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And he'll lose yardage, brought down at the 32. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
20, Super 1.
Out of the gun, Goff. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
The UCLA product, Kenny Young, had the tackle. Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Goff's throw here finds Woods. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there's an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A play fake to Gurley. Now Goff. This is caught. It's Cooks. First catch of the game for Cooks. It'll be a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. They give the Chubb out of the gun. A great move, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. And still about 3 yards shy of a 1st as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Here's Goff. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got it. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. He had 3 catches last week. That one his 3rd on this drive alone.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a first and goal. Here's Goff. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. Now it's gone. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Brandon Cooks hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Zerline good with a PAT. And that pushes the lead up to 23. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. The throw over the middle taken in. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 12.
Those are the types of throws that Jackson has to be more efficient with this year. He really put an emphasis on improving his passing accuracy in the offseason, because last year as a rookie, 58%, that was it. And his quarterback coach said the ball is coming out of his hand cleaner, the timing looks better. That's what they're hoping for. The ball comes out, and now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
He's going to rifle one deep left, and that's caught inside the 30. He got 29 yards that time. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Gurley. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Todd Gurley with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half, as his guys continue to pour it on. Zerline connects on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Throwing is Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Hey, let's go. Defense wins championships, baby. 22, Jet, forward. 22.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Dancing to his left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Rams have got it back.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze.
Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. Touchdown, L.A. Todd Gurley on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Zerline now for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
36.
And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear.
And he loses the football a second time. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football.
We go to the 180. Chip. Double tight.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Todd Gurley on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to pour it on. Now Zerline on and the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
On second down now, it's Ingram. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Mikel Roby brings him down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. He lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down. Right now, I'm just wondering where they turn on offense, Charles. I know we're not. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And he's going to let it go deep. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And with time running down, they go down to a knee.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 19-yard line.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just...
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, LA! DeAndre Hopkins, his 9th touchdown of the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Zerline good with a PAT, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
58, right over there, right.
Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Ingram. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Over tonight, 180. Average wall.
Goff turns and gives to Gurley. Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
Another carry now for Gurley. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a...
And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. They'll buy some time right. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they held them in check on the scoreboard. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Jackson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now it's Jackson. Steps away to his left. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Jackson from the shotgun. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. Gurley. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. So many questions about Todd Gurley in the offseason. How good is the knee? I mean, remember, he had a heavy workload the last couple of years, nearly 4,000 yards from scrimmage, 40 total touchdowns, but just 4 carries in the NFC Championship game, 10 in the Super Bowl. So we'll see what kind of usage he gets this season.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now Gurley. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 12 yards there and a 1st down. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career. And Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
On 1st and goal, Gurley. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Hey, kill.
Now Chubb running right. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Go! Check 24!
Now Goff on 3rd and goal. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Jayon Brown in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down. And Zerline's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. Now a hit and a loose football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they're going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, LA. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Zerline now for the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Back now in Los Angeles. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points.
And he is into the end zone. Marquise Brown. One play, 75 yards. And the Ravens, they claw one back. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be taken short. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
61, matchbox.
From the pistol, it's Gurley. And he loses the football a second time.
Wow, that ball was knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Here we go. 180. Come off the ball. Right. He's tight right here.
Now on 2nd and 13. Goff. They set up the screen to Chubb. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally down at the 36-yard line. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
180. Watch the out. Watch the out.
A shotgun snap for Goff. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. 4 touchdown passes now for Jared Goff as his guys continue to pour it on. Now Zerline on to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Yo, tight dog. Kill.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson trying to lay one up deep. It got his man complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, 79 yards. And the Ravens are able to make things a bit more respectable. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. Operating from the gun, Jackson forced out to his left. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, Just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. On first and 10, it's Jackson. And this one complete to Seth Roberts. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Jackson now throwing the out route and complete. It's Ingram. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the gun, Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we... And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Hey, come on. Hey, let's get that ball, Dean. Let's get that ball right here.
After the fumble recovery. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw is Jackson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Nikel Roby-Coleman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition.
Oh, Chubb fumbled it. They'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Let's get out the field, defense.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
You got him.
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
It's now 3rd and
8. The Rams on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. On 3rd down, they'll run it with Gurley. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Rams, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, it's